I like what you did there. Then you've got the next hour you're going to be spending the next hour with us on the morning show before you join Mr. Raj Kumar in your house.
That's right. We've got house athletics coming in a little bit later on, followed by Ben Logan with What You Cookin' at 8 p.m.
But before we get to the entire show, and trust me, we've got a great lineup for you, let's take a quick look at the numbers. We had a total of 570 new cases yesterday, 8 of them community cases, 2 of them Singaporeans and PRs, 1 work pass holder, and 5 work permit holders.
No!
I know.
What y'all doing? Come on, we were
Stop.
down below 5 consistently. Let's just stay at home and see it through.
Okay, 562 were in the dormitories, 99% linked to known clusters, so a lot of them are going to be inter-household cases, unfortunately. But guys, whatever it is you're doing, please, please, please make sure that you're doing your part. Mask up, wash your hands. Don't disinfect all your surfaces and stop
No
spitting at people.
multi-household.
What did we talk about the other day?
Linkage.
Make sure that your doorknobs are clean, your doorbells, your
remote control,
and your phones, all these communal
handbag,
things.
your car,
Disinfect it.
your doormats.
Okay, all right. Calm down. 29,364 cases is the total number right now. So maybe you need something to perk you up because you're going, oh man, we're going to be stuck at home even longer.
It's okay.
Don't worry.
We've got your Get Lucky for today. $25 vouchers from FRY Bistro.
All you need to do is like and share our page and the morning show on your personal page, and then tell us which exercise. No. What's your favorite guilty food to indulge in?
Yes. What is, well, cookies.
Cookies.
Well, mainly because you made so many cookies that
Yeah.
now I'm just like, yeah, cookies are a regular part of my diet now.
Cookies are good. Cookies are great. That and the hot and spicy popcorn from Eureka. But then I found out that there are 500 calories per bag.
Yeah, and it's very easy to just end up finishing up a whole bag by yourself.
Yeah, no, and man, going back to FRY, they do some amazing food. So if you want to get your $25 voucher, you'll be able to feed yourself very, very well with that $25 voucher.
They've also got an island-wide delivery.
That
so
is
it doesn't matter
right.
where you stay, you can still get that good fix.
And it's a delivery charge of $5 only. So if you haven't already, make sure you go check it out. It was founded by Irene Ang. It's located in the heart of Club Street. So they've actually got the rooftop unit 96 and they've got great views. So when all this opens up, we can actually head back to FRY and go and eat there, drink there, and enjoy fabulous company. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm hungry already. And I did have breakfast.
And it's only 10 o'clock. Oh my goodness me, it's going to be a long day, but you know what? We are here to keep you company over the next 1 hour. We've got a great lineup of guests today. We've got Nurul Suhaila, world Silat champion, who's going to be joining us via Zoom call today. We've got Mr. Yuey Tan. We had his wife Claire on. I have to say she's probably the better looking of the two of them, but Yuey has got a great sense of personality. But he's got a great sense of personality. I love him.
Sorry,
and they've got great kids. So he's just walking off the set right now.
So we're going to go for a quick break, but when we come back, we will be joined with Joelle Chan, active health coach. We're going to stretch it out and a little bit on the importance of your cool down.
Ooh, very important. Don't go anywhere. This is the morning show with Kelly and Barbara.
Look, in no way can we compare ourselves to healthcare workers, to those hitting the streets, keeping people safe, but I think we serve a different purpose.
I hope that people can take away a fun new fact or something to help their physical or mental development at this point in time.
regardless of which industry you're from, we all face the same challenges. If all of us were to stay united and persevere till the end, I'm very sure we'll overcome the whole thing together.
What we as entertainers are trying to do is to sound out to as much people as possible that there is every possibility to move to the next phase of the future with positivity in mind.
We have a much leaner team than any other production that I've worked on. We're doing a lot with very little resources to ensure that we adhere to all of the rules and regulations. I feel like we're serving the needs of Singaporeans currently at home. We are entertaining them, we're giving them ideas, and we're trying to bring the outside world inside. That's something that we feel like the Singaporeans need, and if we don't do it, then who will?
Welcome back to the morning show. Kelly's popped out for a second. I'm still here with you, but I am in fact joined by Joelle Chan, active health coach. Hi Joelle, how are you today?
Hi Barbara, I'm Joelle. I'm feeling okay, good.
Yeah?
Feeling good.
How's circuit breaker been treating you so far?
Mixture, so trying to keep fit at home, but still doing work, working from home.
So tell us a little bit about your job coach, or what is your role as an active health coach?
Okay, so I'm an active health coach from Sports Singapore. Basically, active health, we are trying to educate the public about trying to take ownership of your health. So basically, not just like, we try to get you just motivating you only, but we want to really have that get you to have the motivation from yourself. So we focus on the 4 main domains, physical activity being like the biggest one, like sports, exercise, nutrition, so another big topic, and as well as sleep and screen time. So these two are the ones that maybe some people might neglect. So these are the main 4 topics.
That's actually a very interesting point that you've made. So, you know, exercise, nutrition, these get spoken about a lot, and how that translates into a healthy lifestyle. But of course, sleep and screen time
yes,
aren't talked about as much. I think their importance is very, very big when it comes to managing a healthy lifestyle.
Yep.
What's a good amount of time for people to sleep?
Okay, so the general recommendation is at least 7 hours, or if you can get more, like 7.5 or 8, even better. So 7 to 9 hours for healthy adults. Even for seniors, actually, is at least 7 to 8. So that's a general misconception that older adults do not need more. They do not need so much of sleep, but actually you still need at least 7 hours. It's just that the timing might be slightly altered because of the age. Like as you age, some changes to our sleep patterns.
That's actually very interesting, because I found out, I did one of those like DNA swab tests, and they told me that I need 9.5 hours of sleep. So I've been trying to get in those 9.5 hours. I feel great after 9.5 hours, so that's good. And the last one is screen time.
Yes.
So screen time obviously has greatly increased over the last few months, you know, as everyone's working from home, and we are on Zoom calls, we're, you know, taking less breaks, going out to buy lunch and stuff like that. How can we make sure that we're not getting as much screen time?
Okay, for this period?
For this period at least.
I think it's really just practice of like awareness. So it's like, because most of us will be working from home, a lot of times we'll be on Zoom meetings and working on laptops. So it's just more of taking frequent breaks. So it's like frequent breaks from like, so as example, you take 1 hour of work from your screens, maybe just take about 5 minutes of walk around, maybe around your house, just do some, just look outside of the window for some greenery. So take a break from your screens.
Okay.
And now and then, so.
It has to be that constant reminder. Actually, I found what is a good way to go about it is I set a reminder on my phone, just a little alarm that goes off every 1 or 2 hours that says, hey, go take a break, go take a walk. Awesome. Okay, so we brought you in today to, we brought people in a lot of the time to teach us how to warm up, how to get ready for that exercise. You know, everyone's doing all sorts of exercises nowadays. But you're bringing something a little bit different to the table. What are we talking about?
Okay, so today I'll be covering about cool down. So, okay, we all know warm up is how important for like injury prevention, but actually cool down is pretty much the same. It's still important as well, but it's actually mostly neglected. So most people do warm up, exercise, and that's all. No cool down.
I mean, sometimes we're pressed for time, right? And then we do the exercise, and we're like, okay, I'm done. And then you go and shower.
Yep.
Okay, so what should a good cool down involve?
Okay, so cool down, usually there's two components to it. So firstly, it will be instinctively you actually walk around after an exercise. You won't. Sometimes you might be so tired that you just stand there.
That's
and
me,
pan.
like half the time, just like lying on the floor.
Yeah. So usually we try to get at least 5 to 10 minutes of like light aerobic exercise. Light aerobic activity. So maybe things like walking or just if you're cycling. So let's say after cycling you can go for easy pedal. Yeah. Okay. So something light, or it can be just like a very light jogging, just to really bring back your heart rate back to the heart rate as well as your blood pressure back to resting levels.
Okay.
Yep, correct.
So you want it nice and easy. What else? What else can we do? Or what kind of stretches can we do to really bring our bodies down?
Okay, stretches, there's a lot, a long list, but I should not go or everything. So maybe just a few. So maybe things like your chest for your chest, and for your hips as well as your adductors.
Adductors.
Your inner thigh.
Okay. Lower region. Yeah. Awesome. All right, so let's get to it.
Okay. So firstly will be maybe upper body, because I will just start from upper body.
Okay.
You do the chest stretch. It's quite simple actually. So you just have to put your hands at the back. So it's like maybe just like this manner. Okay, and now clench your hands together. Okay, and just leave it up. Okay, until you feel a stretch. So usually one common mistake is maybe that you just hold it there and just relax. So you want to feel a stretch. The stretch should feel a bit of tightness but not pain. So if you feel pain, you should have to try to lower the range of motion. So you might feel some discomfort. Okay, and
so the aim is not to bring it as high as possible.
It's not to overstretch, because especially after exercise, your muscle is tight and maybe sore. So if you were to actually bring it overstretch, you might actually injure yourself.
I
so
see.
Just to feel tightness and some slight discomfort, but not pain or intense pain, just hold it there for at least about 10 seconds to 30 seconds. But the idea is to stretch for at least 60 seconds in total.
Okay.
So example will be maybe 6 sets of 10 seconds. So
Awesome.
10 seconds, then you do another time.
Then you do a cue.
Yeah, correct. So you should feel this for your chest.
Okay.
Yeah. So you might feel a bit of your tricep as well.
Yes, no, I definitely felt that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What else have we got?
All right, then the other ones will be maybe on the ground. Okay, so when you, so this will be for your inner thigh and your groin area. So you get seated. Okay, sorry, I'm wearing long pants today, so might not be able to go all the way down.
I'll do it.
Yep.
I'll do it.
Okay, so feet together and pull it towards your body. Okay.
It is.
Okay, try to get your feet down as well. Okay, these pants can't.
Right. That's okay.
Yeah, so everyone have
physically
different
can't.
flexibility, so not everyone can go all the way down, but it's okay. So as long as you feel the stretch.
Yeah.
All right. So it's not like just hold there and do nothing. So you want to really go into the stretch position. Go all the way down towards your feet. Once in this position, your body move down towards your feet.
Okay.
All right. Until you really feel the
As
stretch.
far as I can go.
Yeah. So if you have a friend with you, can get your friend to push you down from the back, but not overstretch. Do not overstretch.
Again, not overstretching.
Yeah.
Always
Should feel
making
the
sure.
stretch around your inner.
Yeah,
inner thigh
it's a
area,
good one for the in.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, and so hold it there. So one thing is that some people like to shake. Okay, so
Yeah, I see a lot of people shake, and I think we do it out of habit. Just like shake.
So the reminder is actually is a stretch. So when you stretch, you want to hold in that position, stretch position for the period of time. So the shaking doesn't really do the purpose. So you want to avoid that. Just keep it in the stretch position. Okay, and just do for like, if you can do 30 seconds or 60 seconds straight, that's fine. But if you feel that that's too long, can do in segments of 10 seconds or 30 seconds.
Awesome.
Yeah, just hold it there.
Okay, stretch number 3. What do we got?
All right, and number 3 will be, okay, so now we are on our lower body. Okay, so standing, seated, and lying down.
Okay.
All right, now lying down, we do, that's what we call the knee hugs. So basically hugging your knees. All right, your knee, so lying flat, okay, knee towards your chest. Okay, as much as you can. So the more you hug, you can feel more stretch.
And so you're aiming for like the back of your leg.
Okay, this is actually more for, it's quite a few muscle group. Mainly it will be for your hips, your quads, your hamstring.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the lower body for this portion.
Okay.
A bit of your lower back as well.
So you want to make sure when you're in this stretch that the opposite leg is nice and straight on the ground?
Correct. So yeah, basically flat. So just lie flat on the ground and hug your knee. So the other leg will be flat on the ground as well.
So you're making sure that you're keeping those hips nice and square as well.
Correct. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. You know what? I think that was great. Thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem.
We are going to go for a quick break, but when we come back, we have athlete Nurul Suhaila on Zoom and Kelly back in studio with me.
Step right up, draw the next card. You're one of the brighter animals, so get along with everybody else. Is this ship sinking? I've been thinking. Always sinking. I've been thinking. Been a little time to get along. A wake-up call, throw the next dart. Be one of a kind, original. Don't be another sign of the times. Fight. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Try to find the feeling we belong. It's all for one and all for fun.
Welcome back to the morning show with Kelly and Barbara. How are you feeling? Are you cooled down?
I'm quite warm. Because my heart rate was obviously resting, and then it got stretched up, and then I'm cooling down again.
You're cooling
I'm
down
okay.
again.
I'm good.
You're all right. You're good.
I got flexi in my tights.
Now, someone who really knows about being flexible and the importance of cooling down is none other than a professional athlete. And when we thought about professional athletes here in Singapore, and especially tough nuts, there was only one that really sort of popped into mind, especially
because we won a world champion.
Because we wanted a world champion. So who better to get than Nurul Suhaila, our world Silat champion, on the show. Good morning, babe.
I felt like that needed an applause.
Yeah.
It was a really thank you, audience cheer.
Yeah. How are you doing? You're looking lovely.
Thank you so much. You too. I'm good. Definitely a big change from my usual life, but I'm getting used to the circuit breaker.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, how's circuit breaker been treating you? I mean, we're what, in day 692 or something?
Day 44.
Oh my God. I didn't realize it's been a while. So I'm still training twice a day.
I'm lucky if I train twice a week.
Yeah, even during Ramadan, I think I'm training before and after I break fast. And I brought back some equipment from my training ground so that I can continue training without like the facilities and of course like the company of my teammates. So that's a bit different for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's very different for the athletes who are in combat sports as well, right? Because it's not like you can practice any of your routines, your moves and stuff like that. It's very difficult, isn't it?
It is, but the sports science team at Singapore Sports Institute, they created like a program for me where I actually practice my moves on a virtual opponent on the screen.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's so different from having like your teammates fight you now. So I'm fighting the screen at home.
That's very interesting. So how does this whole virtual thing work?
It's called like the perception action training. So basically they film, beforehand they already film like a few athletes like attacking the screen or like pretending like they're my opponent. So then I put it, like we have maybe like 40 clips, and then we put it on like a shuffle mode on Spotify or like VLC, and then yeah, we put it on the screen, and then we fight with opponents.
That's
so
amazing.
I think that's a really clever use of technology. I mean, we've got another athlete coming in later on who's also taken to virtual racing, but it's
everything's gone
but
virtual.
everyone's had to adapt to this new way of training. So okay, so let's just explore a little bit about how you've sort of had to transition. I mean, you first competed and got your first medal at the World Champs when you were 17 years old, right?
I remember when I just entered the senior category. Then I went for my first championships in Thailand when I was 17. So I won a bronze medal for that one.
That's incredible. And to think about that, and then just to go 6 years later at 23, becoming the world champion.
Well, there was that gradual increase. So in 2012, you got bronze, 2015, you got the silver, and then 2018, you clinched that gold.
Yes. Yeah, the journey has definitely been tough for me, but I'm embracing the process. I'm enjoying the process, and I'm looking forward to every possible opportunity I can get every year to compete so that I can, improve myself as a fighter.
So do you think you're going to be able to, I mean, obviously with this setback in training, I mean, it's not quite the same despite the virtual elements of it. But despite all of that, do you think you're on track and on target to defend your title come the next World Champs?
Oh, okay. Actually, that is this year. Supposed to happen in December, but because of the situation, we're not sure if it's happening, but if it goes smoothly, then we will have it. And I feel like I'm actually pretty still excited for it. Mm-hmm. Although I'm a bit nervous because my progress has been changed very different, but I think I'm still on track for it.
So aside from training for competitions and just general fitness as well, what else have you been busy with? I mean, what keeps you occupied outside of training?
Outside of training, I mean, now I can't spend time with my friends anymore, so yeah, I'm usually on Netflix. That's for my rest period, Netflix or Instagram, and read books. Definitely just spending time at home with my family for now.
Now, you guys had this amazing drive-in. I think it was within the first week or two that Kelly and I started the show, the 10 burpees. What was the hashtag?
It was...
Xiang. Yes.
You were burpees for Xiang. You guys were raising funds, and Barbara and I did
10 burpees.
10 burpees on the show for you guys,
which was a mistake because then we were really gassed after that. We were just like, okay, see you next time. So how has that been? I mean, what made you guys come up with this initiative to begin with?
When the circuit breaker was announced, I think we heard so many stories about how people were getting pay cuts and some even losing their jobs and then turning to like home business. And, like we felt that we just needed to do our part to help. So we wanted to raise awareness about the Xiang Fund, which is helping a lot of marginalized communities in Singapore. So we thought what better way to do it since we're athletes, and staying at home can be so mentally draining for some people. So we wanted them to keep active with us. So we came up with a active challenge for everyone. And the response has been good so far. So I'm very grateful for that.
That's awesome. Now, what's even more incredible is that you were funding this out of your own pockets.
You weren't even asking people to donate anything. All they had to do was 10 burpees.
Exactly. like that's a very noble thing to do. I mean, it's
very selfless.
It's very, very selfless. It's helping the community that you feel needs it. And how did that make you feel? I mean, when we give, we always get a nice feeling, right? But how did that make you feel?
I feel like since I'm quite fortunate to be where I am, and other people are struggling, so I just feel like that is the part I should play, since I have the means, so I should really give to Singaporeans, especially at this point of time. And although we do ask for donations for people to donate to the Xiang Fund if they have the means, but I felt that coming out of our own pockets was better because it's a tough situation, so everyone is struggling. So since I can and my teammates Sheikh Farhan and Sheikh Firdaus is able to, then we will do our part for it.
Honestly, it was a solid effort. I think everyone really, really appreciated seeing our Singapore athletes stepping up and taking on a cause for themselves.
Definitely.
So obviously with circuit breaker ending soon and it'll be rolled out in 3 phases, what's next for you and how is life going to be after June 1st?
I feel that for me, after June 1st, I won't go back to my usual life first because it's still, I think, pretty risky. And there are still measures that Singapore will be putting out. So I think training-wise for me, I think we're only in either phase 2 or 3.
Yep.
So that is still a couple of months down. So I think I'm still sticking to my circuit breaker routine and just being more careful. But I guess I'm just patiently waiting for me to go back to the sports hub and train.
Now, I have to ask, so looking at your history of, how you've progressed since you were 17 and you joined and you got your first medal, it really reminds me of Hera and Imma, who we had on the other day. So Hera is kind of training for Spartan races. She's got a spot in the sports school and she's in it, obviously, for the long haul, right? So hopefully the Olympics comes up with
Obstacle
courses. I was going to say Spartan course. I was like, no, that doesn't make sense. Obstacle course as part of the Olympics. So what piece of advice do you have for the younger generation? So, athletes who are very young and just kind of getting into it in those mid-teenage years to be able to look up to someone like you and see how you've made that immense progress through sheer discipline and determination. Do you have any advice for all these budding athletes?
For me, I feel that when you have a dream, you should definitely chase it. Don't give up because I've had my setbacks. I lost to the same opponent 3 times. And when I won my gold medals, when I won my gold medal in 2018, I actually beat her. So that was a feeling that I can never replace. So work hard and make decisions every day that will benefit you in the long run. Take care of your mind, take care of your physical self, take care of spiritually even. So yeah, you have to just work hard and put hours into it and it will pay off definitely.
Thank you so much for sharing. That's such sage advice. You look a lot young, you sound a lot older than you look.
I know.
So wise.
So beautiful.
I know.
Just saying, just putting it out there.
Suhaila, thank you so much for joining us on the morning show with Kelly and Barbara. Absolutely awesome. Hopefully we'll be able to get you in studio at some point so that we can physically see you in action here as well.
Thank you so much.
We will see you again soon. We're off for a short break, but when we return, we've got Mr. Motorsport himself, Yuey Tan, joining us in studio to talk about the karting arena, virtual racing, and all things around that. Don't go away. This is The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara.
Look, in no way can we compare ourselves to healthcare workers, to those hitting the streets, keeping people safe, but I think we serve a different purpose.
I hope that people can take away a fun new fact or something to help their physical or mental development at this point in time.
Regardless of which industry you're from, we all face the same challenges. If all of us were to stay united and persevere till the end, I'm very sure we'll overcome the whole thing together.
What we as entertainers are trying to do is to sound out to as much people as possible that there is every possibility to move to the next phase of the future with positivity in mind.
We have a much leaner team than any other production that I've worked on. We're doing a lot with very little resources to ensure that we adhere to all of the rules and regulations. I feel like we're serving the needs of Singaporeans currently at home. We are entertaining them, we're giving them ideas, and we're trying to bring the outside world inside. That's something that we feel like the Singaporeans need, and if we don't do it, then who will? Welcome back to the morning show with Kelly and Barbara. Barbara's popped out for a coffee. She's had a long morning. So I've decided to replace her with someone far more handsome.
Oh, good
Now
morning,
you-
Kelly.
yeah, good
How
morning.
you doing?
Good morning. Mr. Motorsport himself, owner of the karting arena and one of Singapore's finest race car drivers in the Porsche Carrera Cup, Mr. Yuey Tan. Yuey, how are you doing?
Yeah, good.
Yeah?
Good morning, Kelly. Thank you for having me on the show.
Well, we
yeah,
had
it's
your
been
wife
good.
on a while back.
Yeah.
She definitely is very beautiful. Like
She is. You
You're
know,
a lucky
like
man.
I mean, we've always been trying to bat above our averages. You know, get better results than we can on the racetrack.
Yeah, fair enough. So talking about the racetrack, you haven't physically been out there driving your car and racing.
Yeah, well, actually, the 2020 season started at the Sepang International Circuit for our pre-season practice. So at the time, I think Vietnam only had a couple of cases, and actually this year we were going to open our season at the Vietnam Formula One Grand Prix.
Yep.
Pretty exciting, first time there ever. The whole of Vietnam was totally pumped. So I was practicing, and the season was coming to a start, and then it all stopped.
How did you feel when it all went south?
Well, you know, I think it's something that the world has to deal with, and definitely over the time through this period, we've definitely thought to ourselves that maybe motor racing is not the pinnacle of life priorities, which is kind of strange because ever since I was a small boy, I've always just wanted to go motor racing, and up until now, coming close to 40, like I still just want to go motor racing. So for something to really change our minds and our priorities at home has definitely been a powerful experience.
It has, and sort of motor racing isn't just something, you don't just jump in a car and you don't just race. I mean, it's also formulated the core of your business, the karting arena as well.
Yeah, so my wife and I set up the karting arena, which is
Great, by the way. It's a great place to go and race.
a lot of fun. We say that we're in the business of selling happiness. Yeah.
I mean, like, look at this. How good does your track look?
Yeah, it's really cool. We've got some really good friends that come all the time in these boys, and we have a few different types of products and services that we sell. Although, like through the COVID thing, even before we went into lockdown, we started to change a lot of those products.
Yeah, so what's the state? I mean, COVID has obviously affected so many businesses across all industries. No one except maybe medical has really escaped. What's been the impact for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's the impact's been big. Definitely, there was a certain underlying fear for COVID-19 even before the lockdown started. So business was severely affected, and unfortunately, I'm sure I'm in the same boat as a lot of people, but it wiped out a lot of the company savings before all the salary stuff came in and so on and so forth. So right now, when we're getting ready to reopen, we're actually going to change the strategy of our business. Corporate business was our biggest revenue generator before, and that's over. And
Don't you know it?
yeah, so I think we're going down more like people, driver enthusiasts, car clubs, people that really want to drive, so that we're going to be open for a much shorter period of time. But then we're going to hopefully send 10 carts out all the time rather than being open all day and waiting for families to come.
But what was really cool was, like, right before circuit breaker started and all the measures came in, you'd actually restarted the idea of leagues. Now, I joined one because it is super fun to go and race.
You won.
And I did all right. But these leagues are really, really cool, and it's nice to see that because of the space you are afforded, you are actually able to have 8 to 10 carts out there with social distancing and safe distancing in mind.
Yeah.
And
Yep,
my main motto was, if I'm out there and ahead of everybody else, then I'm keeping safe distance from everyone behind me, right?
Man, I think you were leading as much as a quarter of a lap. So, I mean, that's social distancing for you. And but yeah, I mean, you know, like we really thought about changing our business as soon as humanly possible. And the TKA leagues was an obvious choice. Basically, you have a practice, a qualifying, and a race. You rock up there for about 1.5 hours, and it all gets filmed. There's highlights on social media. There's video highlights of the race. There's a podium presentation, and you know, I can really understand the dream of becoming a race car driver because I spent so many years of my life dreaming of that. And the TKA League is just an opportunity for others to live that dream. So, you know, we're all on the group chat to the TKA Leagues. People just can't wait to get out there. So I think we got a chance to make the business survive.
And so how is it looking? Barbara's like, I want to join one. How does one person join? I mean, I know that you guys aren't able to get out there and start racing just yet. What phase do you think you guys will be back
So
open?
basically, we have a website, thekartingarena.com. And basically, you can go up there and put your details in, and we will get back to you and we'll sign you up, get the leagues organized, get you on a group chat with your next group of friends, so that when we reopen, whenever that will be, we'll be ready to go racing again.
Oh, I'm so excited. I literally cannot wait. There's only one person that I really just need to feed because he's so light. Because we're on electric carts, right, at the karting arena?
Yeah, we're on electric carts at the karting arena. Yes, due to the fact that it's not professional racing, there's no balance of performance for weight. So if you're a little 45-kilogram, 17-year-old
so
kid,
light. I can't believe it.
It definitely helps.
But I guess that's why my husband also claims that that's why I beat him on the track. But there you go.
Whoa! I like how you just
throwing that out there.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. I like that. Hey, Justin, what's up?
So let's talk about your fitness and how you've been keeping fit.
Yep. So actually, it's been pretty interesting. I've been doing a lot of cardio work. I've been doing more Ks on my bike than I've ever done before in my life, which is good. There's definitely a little more time to concentrate on these sorts of things. As you know, we have 2 young children, so between doing work and the kids before the circuit breaker, there was less time to exercise. And your husband actually has been a big part of my fitness recently, setting me many physical challenges on Instagram, and we have definitely not shunned away from anything except that push-up thing where I have to clap behind my back while I'm doing push-ups, which is, I don't think I've even seen Bruce Lee do that before.
So, because you've been doing this push-up challenge, and we had Alan, who's also doing the push-up challenge, and he was on the show. Today, you guys are at
440 today.
440 push-ups they need to complete today. How many have you done today?
I think I've done about 365.
365. This is your chance to make it to 375. Come on.
Oh, no.
10 push-ups right on the show. Come on, let's knock down another 10.
All right.
Come on, Yuey.
Here we go. Hey, Alan, this one's for you, mate.
Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can you try and do one of the back claps? Come on.
Oh.
Come on. One of the
Never
back
tried
claps,
it
Yuey.
before.
Come on.
Never tried it.
You can do it. Come on. All the way down. Just one. Oh, yes! You did it! You did it. That was amazing.
Oh, my God.
Well, I'd give you a high five, but I can't touch you.
Ow. I can't believe I tried that for the first time in my life on this show. That was crazy.
Brilliant. Okay, so we decided that we're not just going to leave you with push-ups. We're actually going to get you to do another challenge. It's a little game called This or That, and you have to tell me which you would prefer, option A or option B.
Sure.
You ready? It's just 10 quick. You have to answer as quickly as possible. You ready?
Okay.
Okay, first one. Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Boxers or tighty whities?
Boxers.
BMW or Audi?
Whoa. Audi.
Would you rather smell urine or dirty nappies?
Dirty nappies.
Ooh. To the car or to the bar?
Car.
500 push-ups or 500 laps?
500 laps.
McDonald's or Indomie?
McDonald's.
Was that even a question? Cookies, chewy or crunchy?
Cookies.
Dwayne Johnson or Alan Wu?
Alan Wu.
Silverstone or Singapore?
Whoa. Singapore.
Smart man.
That was tough.
Claire or the kids? No, don't worry. Don't have to answer that one. Just kidding. We know it's Claire. And with that, Yuey, thank you so much for joining us here on the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
We cannot wait to get racing again. I'm sure the karting arena's doors will be open to us all. If you want to join those leagues, head on over to the website, and fingers crossed we will be racing again soon.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Yuey.
See ya.
We are going to go for a short break, but when we return, it's Tough Nut Thursday, so we're going to break it down with Xiang. Don't go away.
Step right up, draw the next card. You water the plant, we're animals, so get along with everybody else. Is the ship sinking? I've been thinking. Always thinking. I've been thinking. Been a little time to get along. One of these days you're gonna be it. One of these days I'm gonna feel this haze. A wake-up call, throw the next dart. Be one of a kind, original. Don't be another sign of the times. Fight. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Try to find the feeling we belong. It's all for one and all for fun.
Welcome back to the morning show with Kelly and Barbara. Barbara's back. Hey.
Yay, what's up? And can I just say, so I think it was like sometime last year,
Yeah.
there was a point in time when the karting arena was trying to organize this all-females race. Now,
Yes.
it didn't end up happening.
Because it rained.
It
was
rained. Like the day it was
torrential
supposed
rain.
to happen, it just rained non-stop. It literally rained on my parade. Because I managed to get myself down to pretty decent timings. Now, for someone who doesn't actually have
A driving license?
a driving license, I was pretty good on the kart.
She's got like premium membership on Grab. Like,
And the one thing, so I remember you went for a training session and you were like, Barbara, the one thing that you need to remember is wear gloves, because we were on the track. So it was 8 minutes at a go, and then we'd have a review session with Claire and Yuey, and you go again, another 8 minutes, review, go again, 8 minutes, trying to cut the corners, see where I can reduce the timing. And I brought the gloves, and then we went out onto the track, and I realized that I'd left my gloves in my bag, and I was like, how bad can it be? The next day, my hands, you have these, so if you go karting and if you are on there for more than half an hour, I would say, bring gloves.
wear gloves. Like
Gotta wear
literally,
gloves.
both
You
of
have
us
like blisters.
had like blisters the size of our thumb bit on the palm, and they were just like ripped off because you are gripping that steering wheel. Like, it is intense. So anyone who thinks that you can just jump in a cart and just like floor it,
Oh
you
my
are
gosh.
so wrong. There
The
is
muscle
so
aches the
much,
next day.
and the ribs. Oh my goodness me.
Because you're so tense and I don't fill out the seat. So I'm
So
getting
you
like,
bang
banged around a little bit. And even on the straight, I was just gripping the wheel so tight because I was really nervous. Claire was just like, relax, Barbara. And I'm like, I'm trying.
What she's trying to say is, if you really want to go and learn how to race, you need to go to Claire and Yuey, because trust me, they are going to give you such good tips that you will be shaving down your time in no
Yeah,
time.
the drastic change in my first lap to the end of that training session, I was like, oh, maybe I can actually do this.
Maybe you could actually get a driving license. And on that note, we're still on Tough Nut Thursday. It's Xiang who's here to break it down.
All right, and welcome to this segment called Break It Down. My name is Xiang, I'm from Grid Yard. So today we're going to break down some of these fundamental exercises which a lot of us have been doing at home. And for those people who want to do a challenge, this is why you're looking at this segment today. Right, so the first movement that we'll be doing, a very basic movement, and to make it challenging, it's called the push-up, a weighted push-up, right? So the muscle groups that we'll be using is the chest, the shoulder, right? And most importantly, I think, which is the part that is neglected, is actually our core as well, right? So a very normal push-up, as we can tell, is to make sure that, you know, down on the floor, shoulders have to be directly above your palms, right? So that the weight goes downwards towards the floor, right? And then from there, I think the hip position is very important. If you were to push your bum too low or your hips too low, your core is not engaged, right? So every load, all the load is on the shoulders, on the palms. And if your bum is too high, you'll be doing sort of like a nodding action and you don't take the full load. So you want to make sure that your hips are in a position whereby it allows your torso and your legs to be in a straight line. And then from there, it's always a downward movement. As you can see, as I'm moving up and down, right, my midsection or my core is not sunken, nor is it lifted up, right? So that's the basic one that we want to do. So with the weights, right, you can have a dumbbell, you have some appliance at home or any weight that is flat that you can put actually on your back, right? So gently, right, if you're using a dumbbell, be careful. If you ask somebody to help you, that'll be fine, right? Since I'm alone, I will take a bit of a time, place it nicely on your back, right, near your spine, and then from there, you want to move slowly, right? So make sure, same thing, shoulders above your above your palms, and then from there, as you descend, do not let your hips collapse and move up slowly. In fact, sometimes when we are doing slowly, it's actually it's even harder because there's a lot of control and contraction, right? So we do. So a few things that you want to look out for, as mentioned, try not to shrug your shoulders as you're doing a push-up, right? So you don't want to be in a very awkward position when your shoulders are very near your neck, right? So make sure your shoulders, roll it down, nice and tight on the sides, drop slowly, right? Any regression, put your knees on the floor. Same thing, hips push it down so that your torso and your thighs are in one straight line so that you really maximize the amount of weight that you're carrying. And up. As we're going up, some of us tend to push our bums up first and then our shoulders. The reason why we do that is because once your bum comes up, you sort of take away some of the load, right? So it's actually easier on your shoulders, right? So if you don't have a weight, don't worry. It's about shifting the load, the center of gravity up and down. You can actually take a simple box, stool that you have at home, something that you can elevate your legs, right? So same thing, put your legs nice and firm. Same thing before you start, always check that your shoulders are directly above your palms. You don't want it to be behind because strain your wrists. Neither do you want it to be too far forward whereby your core is actually working, right? So you're not working your core, it's more of our chest and shoulders. So straight, right? Form like a rectangle, depends on how high your feet are. Same thing, downwards and up. So one suggestion I have is, let's go slow on the downwards, right? And then pushing up fast, right? The contraction is fast, extension. So as your muscles are lengthening, go slow, and then you want to come up fast, right? So I think there's a lot of things that we want to look out for. It's actually a lot on the core, right? So a lot of us tend to sway. I think the most important thing is hips do not drop, right? There's this tendency whereby when we're going downwards towards the floor, somehow our hips drop first, right? So I can't emphasize enough. I'm going to do one more time. As we go down, don't let your hips start the motion. It's like a moving plank, right? So you think of your body as very stiff, your body and your legs are very stiff. As we descend, it's always in one straight line. It's always coming up in one straight line, right? Okay? And of course, if you have you have a stool, and you want to make it even more difficult without putting a higher stool, you can actually do it with one leg, right? So here is how it goes. Take a look from here, right? I'll actually lift off one leg. Why? Right? So now your core has to work extra because you don't have the support of the other leg. Same thing, nice and straight, go down and come back up. Right? Once you're done, let's change sides. Up. And other variations that we have, you can play around with the distance of your palms. So if you were to put your palms closer together, the closer they are, you're actually working your triceps, right? They call it the diamond push-up. And if you were to make it wide, you're actually targeting your chest, right? So you can change a little bit. One wide, one narrow, one wide, and just keep switching about. As you realize, as I move my palms, my core is working extra hard, right? So it's actually something that you can think about. Switch it up. Other than this, working your chest, you can also at the same time work your core. So you're actually doing two things at one time. And do try it at home. For those people who try and video yourselves, please tag and follow Get Active SG so that we can know and we can give you some tips. And that's all I have for today. For the weighted push-up, back to Kelly and Barbara.
Push-ups are...
All about the push-ups,
It's
man.
all about the push-ups, man. They can be so easy or so difficult. And obviously, Yuey with his back clapping, well, I'm just amazed he did one. We're going to go for a short break.
That's right. But we will be back very, very soon. Don't forget to drop us a comment and tell us what is your biggest craving so far in order to walk away with a $25 voucher from FRY.
Look, in no way can we compare ourselves to healthcare workers, to those hitting the streets, keeping people safe, but I think we serve a different purpose.
I hope that people can take away a fun new fact or something to help their physical or mental development at this point in time.
Regardless of which industry you're from, we all face the same challenges. If all of us were to stay united and persevere till the end, I'm very sure we'll overcome the whole thing together.
What we as entertainers are trying to do is to sound out to as much people as possible that there is every possibility to move to the next phase of the future with positivity in mind.
We have a much leaner team than any other production that I've worked on. We're doing a lot with very little resources to ensure that we adhere to all of the rules and regulations. I feel like we're serving the needs of Singaporeans currently at home. We are entertaining them, we're giving them ideas, and we're trying to bring the outside world inside. That's something that we feel like the Singaporeans need, and if we don't do it, then who will?
Welcome back to the morning show here with Kelly and Barbara. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. It's been a great Tough Nut Thursday. We had some incredible guests today. I really enjoyed learning from Joelle.
I know, all those cool downs.
I'm very impressed by the Silat Association and what they've done to take it with the Singapore Sports Institute to bring their training virtual. That's got to be really hard to do.
I think a lot of the national athletes are getting so much support when it comes to how they can still incorporate very relevant training, because it's not just about maintaining their fitness, but ensuring that the skill set required for their particular sport is maintained throughout this period.
Correct.
And I've got to say, big hats off to all the coaches out there who are just going that extra mile to ensure that all the athletes have everything that they can possibly need at their disposal at this point in time.
We also had Yuey Tan in sharing with us a little bit about the karting arena and what they've done and the leagues, which hopefully will mean that we are back racing soon.
Maybe I'll get
crossed.
my driving license at some point.
Maybe you will. But tomorrow we've got a great show lined up for you as well. We've got more athletes, former athletes this time around, and potentially the next generation. We're fingers crossed. We're going to get.
She's in a good mood.
Yeah, we're going to get Peiru, former karate national athlete here for Singapore, in studio. Fingers crossed her daughter is in a good mood and willing to join us, because that's going to be an absolute cuteness overload.
We've also got home baker and mum of 3, Sophie Drake from Nurture Eats, coming in studio to chat a little bit about what it's like on the home baker side of business and how she's coping with 3 kids.
Amazing. Well, with that, we've sort of come to the end of today's show. We are going to wrap this baby up. But remember, we've got In Your House with Raj Kumar coming your way at 12 o'clock, and plenty more coming up this afternoon and this evening as well. So I hope you are suitably entertained. Whatever it is you're doing today, make sure you stay safe, stay strong, and stay at home.